all the kids in the book Awaken Your Inner Hero started their chapters with an I am statement. Could you finish the sentence for me? So I am
I am awesome.
blank. Mine is I am determined because I'm determined not to let anxiety stop me from doing everything I love to do.
That's amazing. I love it.
Thank you. So could you tell me what the dream in your heart is?
So my dream is to help people to remember who they really are, where they've come from, and why they're here.
That's
So,
a good dream.
so I believe that people have come from all different realms and dimensions, and they've come from all these different places, and they've forgotten who they
Yeah,
are, and they've forgotten where they've come from. And every single person is a divine spark of light, and most of them have forgotten that.
yeah,
And when they remember that, they tend to remember why they've come here. So they remember what their purpose is, they remember what their mission is, and that's what I want to do.
yeah. My dream is definitely for people to be more understanding when someone is going through anxiety because usually they just don't understand and they don't really know what to say. And
Hmm.
that's happened to me before when I have panic attacks, like at school and stuff, because they don't understand exactly what's happening. Yeah, so yeah, it's a very bad feeling. Feel very embarrassed and stuff. So yeah, that's my dream.
That's pretty awesome. I think a lot of, well-being, mental health issues are not understood.
Yeah,
It's like if somebody's never had a headache, they don't know what it's like to have a headache. You
yeah,
know, they don't understand what it feels like. So
yeah,
trying to explain to somebody what it feels like, it can be quite tricky.
yeah. And sometimes it's quite tricky to follow.
Yes.
So if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Well, my superpower for a long time was actually being invisible. It was like I had an invisibility cloak because I realized when I was younger that if people could see me, then they would try to stop me.
Yeah.
So I actually became invisible for quite a long time. And it's probably only in the last couple of years that I've allowed myself to become visible again because I figured that I can't help other people if nobody can see
Yeah, I'm glad you did that.
me. So yeah, it's kind of a superpower that I'm letting go of, and I'm getting into the visibility superpower now, I think.
Yeah. My superpower would be my determination because for quite a long time, like you, I would just pretend I wasn't there
Hmm.
because if I did something outside my comfort zone, I would panic and I'd just feel terrible. But if I have determination to, like you said, take off the invisibility cloak and actually come into the world, it's gonna help a lot. So
Hmm.
my superpower would definitely be determination.
Yes, it's determination is a good one because I
Yeah,
have to admit there's been lots of times when I've given up on things, and I've
same.
had to really learn how to be determined to do something. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I've quit over the years.
Yeah.
I've quit a lot of jobs. But the things that we really care about, the things that we're really passionate about, just never go away. They don't leave us alone.
Yeah.
So we kind of build up that determination to see it through.
Yeah. So, how does your voice matter?
So I think my voice matters because everybody's voice matters. We all have a unique perspective on things. We all have a unique wisdom that needs to be shared that will help other people. And if we all speak up,
Yeah.
then the world will hopefully change for the better.
Yeah. My voice matters definitely through my writing
Hmm.
because I love writing. I write lots of stories and I actually write to the royal family. I started because when I was 3.5, I saw the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, and I thought it was kind of similar to a birthday party. So I sent her a card, and I got a reply. And then I sent another one because I saw Prince Philip was sick on TV. I got another reply. So I just kept writing, and it gave me something to focus on, like waiting for a reply and stuff. And actually, I've received over 100 pieces of mail from them over the years, and it just gives me something to look forward to.
There's not many people who can say they're pen pals with the royal family.
Yeah. Um,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So, who are your heroes? They can be real or fictional.
So one of my main heroes is my mom,
Mhm.
because no matter how crazy my ideas are, she never tells me to be sensible. She never tells me to do something normal and boring that makes money. And every time I want to give up, she's the one that tells me to keep going.
Mhm.
And no matter what, she's always supported me in everything that I've done. I think another one of my heroes has definitely got to be my English teacher when I was about 14,
Mhm.
because she read everything that I wrote and, gave me comments and feedback, and she made me realize that perhaps I could actually do that. It was, that I had some talent.
Yeah.
And I would say another one of my heroes is definitely Neil Donald Walsh. He wrote Conversations with God books, and I love his work, but more than that, I love the way that he is so humble and he is so grounded, and
Mhm.
he's my role model for how to be when, he's helping millions of people, but he is still so grounded, and
Yeah.
I love his energy. And then, of course, J.K. Rowling has got to be one of them,
Yeah. Same.
because I know that she's one of yours, yeah. So not only has she created a world that I love living in, because Harry
Yeah.
Potter is one of my favorite things. I mean, if you could see how much Harry Potter stuff was in this room right now.
Yeah.
Um, but also she's used her voice, and she's used, the money that she's made for good. She's created, charities, and she actually uses them for good things. So again, I think she's a role model in that respect.
Yeah. So I have a lot of heroes, but I think the most important ones are definitely my Uncle Adam, who passed away last year. He was very kind, and he was very he always cheered me up. He always knew how to cheer me up. And he taught me a very important lesson, and it was to never stop fighting no matter what life hands you, because he fought for cancer. And definitely my teacher too, Miss Tancredi, because she taught me to never stop doing the things I love to do. Um, the Sarah, Duchess of New York, because she's always been very kind to me, and we've become really good friends, even though she lives in England too. And I here in Canada, and she's a duchess, and she's an author too. So we've become really good friends, and she's always been really nice to me. And definitely my parents and my brother Keenan, because they taught me they always have my back, and they teach me how to lead in a happy life by never giving up on your dreams.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most powerful things that, people could help you do, is to help you to go after your dreams,
Yeah.
really.
So, what is your advice to youth and to adults?
So, well, we were just saying it, to youth, definitely find what you love doing and do it. And to adults, really, it's to help the youths actually do that, encourage them
Mm.
and support them, not sort of tell them to be realistic and not tell them to do something that's, more sensible. But also for adults to figure out what they want to do as well, because they need to be the role models showing the youths that actually you can do what you want to do, and you can,
Yeah,
make a living from it, and you can, move forward in that way, rather than, sort of giving up on their own dreams to help the youths. I think, they need to do both if they can.
yeah. My advice to both kids and to adults is if someone's experiencing like anxiety or something else that they're struggling with, don't just say it's going to be okay, because that doesn't help. and it
Hmm.
makes them feel like whatever's going on isn't a big deal, but it is usually a big deal. And they just need to value what they're saying and mostly listen to them and kind comfort them and stuff. And yeah. So, I've been looking for a creative writing class for kids and I've not been able to find one. Um, so I was wondering if you might be interested in working together to develop and offer creative writing course for kids with me.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. And
Yeah,
the other thing that does exist, and I don't know what it entails because I haven't looked at that side of it, is the way that I write my books is through NaNoWriMo. So have you heard of NaNoWriMo?
no,
No. It's National Novel Writing Month, and they also run a program, a youth program, for young writers. So we could definitely look into that and see how we can, set that
yeah,
up. Because I'm sure there
yeah,
must be groups in Canada, and you'd be able to find other youths as well that like writing. So
yeah.
the idea of National Novel Writing Month is that you write a novel in a month. And I've written several of my books in a month or less, because
That's really good.
you just you just get rid of your inner editor, you get rid of all the critics in your mind, and you just
Yeah,
write, and you just go wild, and you just get it all down, and it's
yeah.
a lot of fun.
It sounds like fun.
So yeah, we'll definitely look into that.
Yeah. So I'm actually reading your book, The Magical Fairy Door, right
Oh
now.
wow.
And when
Awesome.
you're talking about your mom, it really reminds me because it says in the front of the book that you really respect her. And
Hmm.
I really like it so far. It's really good.
Awesome. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. So what do you do when you get writer's block? Because I have a big writer's block.
Well, I've actually come to realize through writing quite a few books that the only time I get what I would see as writer's block is when I'm getting in the way of the words.
Yeah.
So when I sit down to write, if I'm just open minded and I just let the words appear, it's all fine. As soon as I try to work out what's going to happen next, what's this character going to do, where's this going, I
Yeah.
shut off the words.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is to just walk away from your screen or your notepad, notepad and paper, and just go for a walk, go and
Yeah.
do some chores, do something else that just takes your mind off completely, so that you can open back up to the words coming through.
Yeah.
That usually works for me. Usually I'm doing the washing up, and in the middle of it I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. And the next bit comes in, and then I abandon the washing up and go back to writing.
Yeah, that happens a lot to me too. And my mom, she's a big reader like me, so I sometimes ask her about
Mhm.
stuff like that. So yeah,
I did once, I have to admit, I was stuck on a plot point on my first novella that I wrote when I was 15. And I have to admit, back then the internet was in the early stages, and there was a lot of writers groups that I used to talk to other writers in. And I
yeah,
remember I went into this group, I mean, kind of like a Facebook group or whatever, and I said, hey guys, what should I do? Should I go this way or should I go this way? And then they had this whole discussion, and through that discussion I went, oh, I know what to do now, and I went and wrote the rest of it. So sometimes it's helpful to find other writers to sort of say, hey, what do you think?
yeah. Find other writers. I have
Hmm.
a couple of friends that are into writing too, so they help me a lot too, and I
That's
usually
pretty
help
cool.
them out.
And the best advice I could give to younger people writing as well is just keep writing.
Keep writing.
Um,
That's
keep
what a lot of
writing.
people tell me.
I didn't write anything from about the age of 16 to 20 something, because I kind of gave up in the middle. I thought, no, I've got to be sensible and get a job and blah, blah, blah. So just keep writing.
Yeah, yeah, that's good advice. Because
Good.
I don't think I'm gonna give up writing. Yeah,
It's the one thing I haven't been able to give up. So hey,
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to give it up either.
good.
Um,
So
thank Thank you for doing this with me. I was very excited.
You're welcome. Thank you. Well, I had a question for you. So I was going to ask you, what do you think is one thing that anybody watching this right now could do that would make a difference, either to the people around them or to the world? Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, a big advice is to be kind and don't just don't believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself because you can't believe in others if you can't believe in yourself. It's very hard to do.
Yes. Well, the same goes for love as well. It's very
Yeah,
difficult to love other people if you don't love yourself.
yeah, you need to love yourself, believe in yourself, and if you can do that, you can achieve your dreams.
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
awesome advice.